Well, let me give you an update on our latest project to gut our kitchen. Um, as you can see in the ceiling, we have lights now that were originally fluorescent lights. Weren't quite adequate for the kitchen, so I replaced them with LED lights, and we can make it very bright if we choose to, or we can dim them. We have a dimmer switch to control that. So I also installed a fan, which we didn't have before. So that project went pretty well, and very happy with the results of that. We're going to be replacing the flooring in our dining room, and of course in the kitchen. I pulled up 3 layers of floor, like a laminate, various kinds, and then pulled up the plywood subfloor in half the room and exposed the 2x6s underneath. So I should hopefully get the rest of this subflooring up today. Also insulated in between the 2x6s just to seal it up to keep the air out, even though it'll have subflooring plywood over it, just to kind of keep the air, even from infiltrating up below the plywood. So one of the other things that I did was to open up this doorway. It used to come out to right here, so I cut it back and have pretty much finished it off. Moved the electrical over and the telephone cable, and my little dogs are making a little comment. Moved the 3-way switch and added a switch for the fan that I installed. So here I removed the pantry, the floor to ceiling pantry that used to be right here. You can see the bare wallboard. There was a big hole in the ceiling, and repaired that and just replaced the old wallboard that was there. I'm going to probably leave that in a rough state because it'll all be covered up by a new floor to ceiling pantry. Then we'll have another cabinet over the refrigerator, which will be new refrigerator will be located around where this old one is. And then we'll have above counter cabinets here, and then a countertop with cabinets underneath. I also I added ground wiring to all the receptacles. There was a receptacle down below where the refrigerator is, and then one up here on the wall. Added another receptacle, and we'll have a switch there for the under cabinet lighting. That's just one of our 2 3-way switches, and I'm planning on adding a 4-way switch where the switches that used to be for the outside light before I added our rooms in. So I'll be doing some additional wiring, have some temporary wiring in right now. I removed this peninsula that's jutted out into the room, and we won't replace that. We'll just use regular cabinetry that'll run close to the door, so we won't have that obstruction. Replace the flooring in the pantry here, and I think that's about it. Our dogs are trying to still figure out what's going on, but they've kind of accepted that it's going to be like this for a little while. Oh, I do have one issue that I ran into that I've got to solve. Kind of had a feeling I had this issue, but have verified it. We've got a sagging floor in this area here, which is right over our heating system that's under the house. So it's a bit tricky, but I think using Plan D, I'll be able to solve it. I'm going to put a couple floor jacks underneath and a 4x4 to suspend under 5 or 6 joists to raise it back up to level it out before I put the cabinets in. So that's been a kind of a brain teaser, because having that heater in a way has been a real issue, trying to figure out how to get around it. So, but I think I finally figured it out. So anyway, that's where we are, doing a little bit at a time.